I'm your girl Deja, and this is featured right here on The Wireless. And now it's time to get into the heart of today's show. And trust me, this one is really special. He is the founder of OG Phizow Creatives and also the visionary behind OG Phizow TV, which is betterly known as iTV Yamajita. He is, the voice in uplifting young creatives and local and raw brilliance. Need I say more? Phila, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here. It's always a pleasure just returning here and coming to speak my mind or share what I've learned and all those things.
It's so lovely to have you here, my brother. So let's just jump straight into it. Before we unpack everything, you've been building and stirring up creatively. So paint a little picture. When someone meets you for the first time, apart from the digital space, the workshops and the buzz of, festivals, when someone meets you for the first time, who are they meeting and who is Phila?
When somebody meets me, they just meet a chill gent. I always say, like in Xhosa, it's called umjitopolile, like a chill gent. I'm a very chilled person. I think that's how I've been able to connect with a lot of people. This one time, I was standing at the MTN bus station in Cape Road, and this guy comes up to me. He's actually a cop, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, are you creative or something, bro? Can I take your number? Then I'm gonna hit you up." Then he hits me up, and he actually helped me with something.
Oh,
and
nice.
When I found out, okay, he's a cop, but he makes such nice music. I was like, "Oh, okay." Then we started being friends after that. So, I think I'm just a generally warm person. I'm an energy person. Yeah.
Welcoming person.
Yeah.
Because I recall that's how I also connected with you the minute we met,
Yeah.
And so tell me, before OG Phizow became a name, all right, or a name in the Bay or eGqeberha, what was the first spark that made you believe storytelling could be a tool for transformation?
I've always wanted to be in the, even now I'm studying PR, so I've always wanted to be in the PR and communication space. And I think how I came about OG Phizow, a friend of mine was a rapper, and I was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna work on your PR, we're gonna get you interviews, we're gonna do this. So it's something that I wanted to always do up until I ran into filmmaking. And I was like, okay, cool. I can also use filmmaking as a tool to help me with PR and things like that. But I've always just wanted to be in the PR space. And, my dream job, I always tell people my dream job, I'd like to work on a political campaign and become a spin doctor,
Sure.
It doesn't matter which party. If I work on their campaign and they win, it could be any party. It's not my problem, and I was just going for the money. But I'd love to work on a campaign and spin a campaign and make people, inspire people like that, and use film as a storytelling tool in terms of what the mission of this party is. So yeah.
That is amazing. You've spoken about creating a safe learning space, especially for young women in the media industry.
Yeah.
Is there a reason behind that mission that probably goes deeper than what we think? You understand that makes you be so passionate about women and young people in the media space?
The media and film space is very male dominated, and if we segment it, you'd say but it's kind of being phased out. It was very white male dominated,
Sure.
But it's still male dominated. But I also kind of understand because you have grips and all these heavy things, So that can to come into a space like that as a woman, it can also be a daunting task, and things like that. So I also believe in inclusivity, that spaces should be inclusive. It doesn't matter where you come from. So I think pushing the whole woman agenda is me saying, okay, wanting to make the space more inclusive and bigger. Because males just get into the space, man. Males just pick up creativity. For a woman to pick up creativity and to run with it is already hard as as a freelance creative right now as a male. Imagine also as a woman in terms of how hard it is to keep your hustle going,
Sure.
while also, your environment, your people saying, this thing doesn't pay, it doesn't work out. What people don't understand is that within every career there's intern years, and your intern years is you paying the culture. You can get like honors in something. You still have to do your intern years up until you can start paying the big bucks, which will probably be like after 5 years or something within your career. So I think we also need to look at creativity as something like that.
What's a story about you that hasn't been documented and you wish someone would tell? And talking about stories, a little birdie told me that you once hitchhiked from PE to Cradock to go and shoot Itivi Amajita, and that's bravery for me. So I'd also like to know about that story.
I think a story that hasn't been documented. Has it been documented? I don't know, like what was going on in the background. I think I once started a podcast with two of my friends, and we called it The Hangaround. It was during COVID, so homies were broke, homies had nothing to do. So like we had the original lockdown, the one where nobody was supposed to go in.
Shutdown, yeah.
And then they lowered the levels. So when they lowered the levels, we all just moved into one house and we just started doing this podcast called The Hangaround, and we started doing episodes, and we're like, okay, online we're growing, popularity. Like guys from like Cape Town, Joburg, Mozambique, Gabon, guys who started,
That's
being
exciting.
interesting, started sending us these songs, Like on my phone, I used to have so many exclusive songs from like artists from all over
the world.
Yeah, and then we used to just play them on The Hangaround. So, but after that, when we completed that, we did something called the Hangaround Virtual Festival, where it was like a 2-day thing where we had like an information media session on the Friday, and then on the Saturday we had it was like a virtual concert, and we did this all for 5,500 rand, and I feel like if that had to be documented, how that day went, and if I had to show you pictures, you would never say that. You would think that we had a lot of money.
It was a proper production with money.
Yeah. Like I think the only money that we had was like 5,500, which we got from Boston, like Boston City Campus. So we're working with them. All the other sponsors were like, "Hey, we'll give you product. They don't want to give us money.
Product placement.
Yeah, man, they must give us money. They must stop this thing." So what we did, but I understand, it's not easy to give somebody who just walks into your offices one
with
day
an idea.
Like, yeah, give me 10,000 rand or give me 50,000 rand. Who are you, number one?
Sure.
So I understand. But it was beautiful. So we got a few free stuff from the MBDA as well.
Nice.
And we made it come together. And while we got money for the sound and the staging, which is we never touched that money, went straight to those guys. But the money that we were able to use and dispose, it was just 5,500 rand. We had artists coming from out of town. We had to go pick up some guys. We had a sponsor from Hungry Lion. We were like, we can feed you guys, If you can't pay people, at least feed them, and transport them. So yeah, that's what we did. I wish that was documented. That would have been cool.
Nah?
Yeah.
You didn't tell us about the Cradock. The
Cradock.
Situation.
So there's this guy, Dama Bibi. Like I love him. I love his content. It amuses me. And I think it's smart. So I saw his content. Then there's some homies that a friend of mine, Zelaman, had in Cradock. So and I'd met some of those homies. So I'm like, no, I really want to meet this guy. So one of the homies inboxes me. He's like, look, I can make it happen. Just get yourself here. So Zelaman goes quite a bit to Cradock, and that's the mode of transport that he uses because it's like cheap, Because if I have to like take like a lift club, it's gonna cost me like 350, or if I take a bus, it's gonna be like 350 to 400 bucks. So hitchhiking, I paid $100, but I understand it is unsafe, and especially if you're carrying equipment. But like if you catch like those manganese trucks, like no one's gonna rob a manganese truck. Like what are you gonna steal? Because all this stuff is like industrial stuff.
Yeah.
You can't steal manganese. What are you gonna do with it? And the driver's not gonna rob me. He's at work. So it was like the safest. I don't think I'd catch a random car.
Yeah.
Then we just went to Cradock. I filmed this thing, and I think it's still one of my biggest episodes. I think it's my favorite episode.
Your favorite.
Yeah, because I like this guy's concept, but I was able to get inside his mind and understand him, and I was like, this guy is actually quite smart.
Yeah.
And homie is a bit like autistic, but I was like,
he's very talented.
Yeah, he's smart as well, and even how he understands things, and he's like, essentially, that episode was about a misunderstood person.
Yeah.
You know, not trying to be understood, but also trying to understand
authentically
him.
being himself.
Yeah, and doesn't need you to accept him, you know. And that's one thing that I really like about his content and even his confidence. So yeah, that's the whole story behind that.
I love that you mentioned the amount of passion that you had for Dama Babies because, you know, it goes to my next question. Your work often highlights youth from the Eastern Cape. So what do you think the world misses or misunderstands about talent from rural areas or even Ekasi?
You know, and that's like an angle or like a story that I like to explore more because I haven't gone into season 2. I've been not threatening, I've been promising to go to season 2, but like I've recorded so many episodes and I still keep on recording episodes, but I'm like, okay, I won't go into season 2 up until I've got money. So hey, if you got money, man, we've got a platform. But like in season 2 I want to start traveling and I want to meet guys from like areas where you wouldn't expect a creative. Like, how did you guys discover this? But I was lucky. Zelaman with the Department of Arts and Recreation, he got to perform at some festival in our north, and he took me and my brother with. So it's like a 5-hour drive. We drove there, and when we were there, we met people from like all different walks of life. And I remember meeting this one guy. He was from Maclear, and the type of music that he was making, like rocky, Eminem-y type of rap. And I was like, "How did you discover this? From where you from?" I'm pretty sure they probably don't even entertain the type of music
that kind of music.
Yeah. There's probably like you hear to do or something. Yeah. So you probably bore them with this, but it's so interesting. And I remember because it was quite empty because they let all these guys perform at the beginning before the big guys came, you know.
Yeah.
So I was able to listen to him, and I was like, okay, yeah, this guy is interesting. This guy has a very interesting story. So I'd really like to explore that in season 2, but you know, I won't shoot season 2 without money because season 1 was like, okay, you see this thing, and I didn't want to put too much money in terms of sponsoring stuff. I just wanted to be organic, so I see who really enjoys this thing, who really watches it. Okay, then I know how to segment my ideal person or viewer from just based on season 1. So season 2, like if I've got money, I'll shoot it. If I don't get money, I'll just keep on shooting an endless season 1.
Oh man, like you're such a ball of enthusiasm and hunger. You understand us? So tell us, if someone would now say 10 years from now that they want to give credits to you, Okanye, you have inspired them, what would you like them to say about you?
Number 1, I'm just a chill gent. Number 2, I'm a guy that tries. You know, I try things. You know? Even like how I came up with OG Phizow TV. It was, I wouldn't say a joke, but it was just me trying something. I was like, I can definitely
trying it out.
Yeah, 6 episodes, but I thought I'd be done with it by the 3rd episode because it's quite a bit of work because you have to like follow, and sometimes you have to be at these events that you wouldn't necessarily be in, but it's a very cool story, you know. So it's just like somebody who tried.
Yeah.
You know?
The amazing trier. So if my listeners want to hook up with you, or maybe there's someone out there who would like to, you know, inject something into OG Phizow, where can they find you on socials?
So you can find me on Instagram. So OG Phizow, so it's OGPHIZOW. Or you can, you know, just go and comment on one of my OG Phizow TV episodes. But just Instagram me, or like on Facebook it's O.G PHIZOW, OG Phizow creative, and then you'll find me. Just type OG Phizow, you'll find me, man. You just find me and then just message me.
Mad love for you, my brother. That was OG Phizow right here on Featured, only on the Wireless.